And those of you with longer memories will, of course, remember a fairly famous encounter between these two sides in the Football League way back in 1990 when Torquay turned up in their yellow away kit. It was ruled to clash with Maidstone's amber shirts, and they ended up having to wear Maidstone's away kit on that evening. And it didn't do them a lot of good either, because Maidstone ended up winning that particular encounter 5-1. A couple of goals for Jason Lillis, 2 for Howard Pritchard and 1 for Steve Butler. And that was possibly one of the finest performances by their side that season, a 5-1 win as Maidstone were coming into form for the playoffs. Looks like it's going to be Fulston who will take it. Throws it short to Young. Plays it square to Sonny Blulow Everton. He's been fouled by Gilbert. And there's a bit of theatrics going on from the bench. Managers are trying to get opponents sent off. There's performative theatricality taking place on the Torquay bench. And Low Everton's had to come over to the sideline because, of course, he was the player that was injured during that challenge. The ball is right foot knocked down towards Fowler. Fowler sort of clears it. Cissé will knock it downfield looking for Moore. Moore's only got one defender on him, holding it up pretty well. He's got Golding bombing forward if he can find him. And Golding is into the area, and Golding will square to Gilbert, and Gilbert will score! It's 1-0 to Maidstone. It is a terrific counter-attacking goal, and it is John Gilbert getting off the mark on his full home debut for the Stones, and that, Nigel, was a terrifically well-taken goal. Well, it's the same combination that struck for Maidstone last week. Dion Moore with the hold-up play. Dayton Golding running onto it and then squaring it for Gilbert. A brilliant counter-attacking goal that from Maidstone. And so Young gets ready to float this one in. It aims for the edge of the area. Harness comes forward. It's intercepted by Bramble, not entirely convincingly. And Harness is off his line here. Could be a chance for Torquay, and they're trying to work an opportunity. It's cleared by Maidstone, but he looks like he's been poled out. It just it's a slightly alarming moment. They were trying to play it through, and it nearly came off, didn't it? Part of Craig Fagan's job description is that he's there to lobby the fourth official to make sure that the other side don't take any liberties. You say with a header, it's intercepted by a Torquay player. Alexis Beeden punts that towards the edge of the area, and again Moore is the target. And again, well, there's a bit of a mix-up again. Keeper doesn't claim it. It falls for Bramble. Bramble thinks about shooting, and he does shoot. And it's not a bad effort from Bramble.
Really.
And Lenny Holden is going to come on as a substitute for Maidstone. So not the debut that Nathan Harness would have wanted by any stretch of the imagination. His first home game here in a, well, I was going to say an amber shirt. Of course, he's the goalkeeper. He's gone midway through the first half, 22.5 minutes. And Lenny Holden will get to play a league game for Maidstone for the first time as a goalkeeper here. As Lenny Holden knocks this one towards the edge of the area. It's headed clear by the number 5, Sam Dreyer, only as far as Sam Corn, who works it to Golding. Golding thinks about playing it to Fowler. Fowler is onside in the area, but he, well, I don't know what he was doing there. He had options, Fowler. He had a lot of room on the edge of the box. And in the end, he sort of floated it over the bar almost. Yeah, it's like Morgan might have switched flanks temporarily. Low Everton to Fulston. There are 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. It's the multi-ball system that's being used this year. There are huge comedy pratfalls potentially available. There are 2 balls on the pitch. Looks like the fourth official is going over there to retrieve it. In the meantime, Torquay are using the ball that is active, if you like. And now there could be a chance for Moore. Moore is into the Torquay area. Moore is on goal. He's going to be tackled. He's going to come away with it. He's trying to get it back to Tanger, and Tanger has got a chance to shoot. It's been well saved by Torquay. It might fall for Bramble. Is it? Bramble shoots in the act, and it's still not cleared. There's all sorts going on in the area here. In the end, the upshot is a Maidstone corner. They're unlucky not to get a second goal there, the Stones.
Yeah.
There are about 4 players currently down on the pitch. Tanger is one of them. Moore, it has to be said, was brilliantly tackled just as he was about to pull the trigger there. But there was then an injury to Morgan. So Torquay have got a free kick just inside Maidstone territory on the right-hand side. And it's going to be floated towards the edge of the area. Holden will come. Holden doesn't claim it. headed clear by his defender, and Young now has a chance to cross. Going into the area, could be a header for Torquay, a bit of hesitation in the area, and it could be an equaliser here, and there probably should have been an equaliser there. Still not been cleared by Maidstone. I think it was Dreyer that was the player that had the chance to get a shot. He didn't really get it on target, still not been cleared. A corner in the end is going to put it out for a corner. The right-hand side, as they attack half a dozen white shirts inside the area with Worthington lurking on the edge. Ball comes in, Holden tries to fist that clear, and Holden's been fouled. The ball is in the net, but the whistle had already gone. Holden was being impeded there. He'd still managed to get a fist to it. That's going to be taken by Jordan Young, left-footed midfielder. Tries to float it towards the near post. Could be a shot here, and it's deflected off again. And this time I think it was Golding. The referee's given a goal kick, and Torquay are incredulous about that. Maidstone take the free kick short. Cissé is now back up, and he's going to float that one into the area, towards the edge of the area. It's going to fall for Gilbert, being forced backwards. He's had to play it back to Hamlin, he's had to play it back to Sam Corn, and Corn is now looking at two options on the right-hand side. He's floating it towards Moore. It might fall for Gilbert. Gilbert thought for a second about shooting, gets into the area. Gilbert to the byline, Gilbert to Moore. Moore in the box. Moore lays it off for Golding, and Golding shoots way over the bar. And that looked for a second like it was going to be a carbon copy of the goal that Moore set up for Golding at Hemel Hempstead. And now Thomas has possession for Torquay on the right-hand side. Plays it back into Sundyer, who gives it away to Hamlin. Well intercepted by the Stones left-back. But it's been given away, and now Torquay have got a chance on the edge of the area, and it's fallen for Dennis. And Dennis is into the box. He's got Beeden in front of him, and Dennis is going to shoot, and he's going to shoot just wide. And I think almost everybody in line with that thought that was about to creep in at the far post. Heyman right-footed downfield. There's a huge fight going on in the middle there, and Torquay eventually come away with it, knocking towards the edge of the area. This is dangerous. It's bounced for Palmer on the edge of the box. Beeden tries to play around with it on the edge of the area, and there's a free kick given to Maidstone to General Relief. That probably wasn't the best of places for Lexus Beeden to be trying a Zidane-style pirouette, as it is. There's been a yellow card shown in front of the Spitfire Lounge as they attack the town end in this second half. The ball is floated towards the backside of the area, and a header comes in. It's it's only partially cleared. Hamler heads it up in the air. Tanga is underneath it, and Wabweze gets to it. Sundar is forced backwards, but it's chipped towards the edge of the area. It just seems very jittery here at the moment. Torquay still on the attack, still the ball bounces, it's shot, it's blocked. Beeden tries to come away with it. Beeden whacks it against a Torquay player, but it's still not being cleared, and Torquay now will put another cross into the area, and this one will be volleyed, and it's headed just over the bar, and I think it was George Fowler.
It was George Fowler, yeah, just taking no chances there.
With the Maidstone penalty spot. He hurls it towards the edge of the 6-yard area. It's going to fall for Sam Corn, who does another acrobatic clearance. I thought there was a handball there by a Torquay player. Cissé will get it clear. Redfern has got to get after it. Redfern just needs to keep hold of this somehow, and he's done well enough there to win. Oh, come on, that had to be Maidstone, surely. Thought it had to be a Maidstone throw-in, but it's a Torquay throw-in, so Maidstone have just got to deal with it. It goes back to Worthington. Torquay in possession. Sundyer has the ball on the right-hand side. He plays it to Mayfield. It is a good, strong challenge there by Hamlin. By my calculations, we've had about 3.5 minutes of the 6 added so far. There was a substitution for Maidstone in there, so you'd think that Torquay have probably got about 3 minutes to work with here. Here's Worthington for the goals. Plays it square. And now it's basically attack versus defence at this point. Maidstone clinging to this 1-0 lead. And for all we said that, Torquay haven't really tested Holden so far. There have been a lot of balls into the box. There haven't been too many shots apart from that one effort that went just by the post from Dennis. And now it's a shout for a penalty is there, and it is a penalty to Torquay. It's a penalty to Torquay right at the death here.
I think when you see what that
Well, I think it was for a late challenge on the edge of the area. I'm not sure who it was that gave it away, but it's going to be a Torquay United penalty. It's right on the edge of the area. Maidstone have just been asking for trouble here. They've been on the back foot for most of the last 20 minutes or so. So penalty to Torquay United. Young against Lenny Holden. Steps up and scores. Knocks it straight down the middle, and Torquay have equalised it. Frankly, Nigel, it's been coming for about the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's been coming, but again, it's like you said, you literally just said it there. Holden's not had a save to make, has he? You know, all the, you know, yes, they've been coming, but you'd expect that with the subs that have been made, and you know, Maidstone bringing on the defensive players.
Back underway with a Torquay free kick right by their own corner flag, which is going to be taken long by James Heyman, and that is the final whistle. So it's Maidstone United 1, Torquay 1. Hugely disappointing end to this game. Penalty being given to Torquay in stoppage time. So for the second week running, Maidstone have dropped 2 points with a stoppage time goal